Hey guys. Okay, I am so excited to be with you. All of you guys have been to your live workshop. You've already watched it. You've been there. We got to hang out together. And so I'm so excited as we are going to dive in deeper to the content. And this is the first of three videos that you will have and receive to allow you to dive deeper into the content. Because let's be honest, you guys at the workshop, it was great. It was amazing. It was awesome just being together. But reality is, it was kind of like a fire hydrant or fire hose, I guess, where it was just like lots of information in a little bit of time, lots of content in a very short period of time together. And so, a couple things real quick before I dive in. First, I have to apologize if my dog goes crazy. He won't leave my side. We leave for Croatia this week, and the suitcases have come out. And so he knows we're going somewhere, and he is freaking out right now. So, if you hear him bark, earmuffs, I'll try to mute it if I can. Um, but I apologize in advance. And it's either that or he's going to sit at my office door and whine. So I'll take this. Okay. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Well, I just want to applaud you guys for taking the time investing in yourself, being with us. At the workshop, being with us here, allowing your thoughts to just grow and allowing your brain to just grow, allowing your business to grow, and so many different things that will come from educating yourself, right? Like after college, you don't always continue to increase your knowledge, educate yourself. And so things like this and things like different workshops and trainings and events that you get to be a part of help you to expand your thinking, expand your world, your thoughts, all that fun stuff. So I am not saying that I am um, an amazing teacher per se, but I've definitely invested a lot of time and energy into helping me grow in these areas. And so I'm excited to help you guys expand your knowledge and education in some of this stuff too. So, um, real quick, a couple different things. We'll kind of recap our live workshop. We went over a lot of general information on thoughts, beliefs, confidence, becoming a booking expert. I shared with you guys some of my tips, some of the things that work for me, coaching your appointments to hold. Selling yourself to sell products kind of works with confidence, but also checking yourself to make sure that you're, living out your best beauty consultant ways, and just holding yourself to a great standard, different things like that. Team building to impact others, just kind of some different stuff on that. We talked about full circle booking, and I talked about how, oh my gosh, isn't it just the biggest revelation when you think about you had an appointment, you had five awesome, awesome, sharp women that you've already cultivated a relationship with, right? Like, you know their names, you know that they've got kids, what they do for a living. You've just really spent a good chunk of your evening with these five women, okay? But you got the sale, you even got a team member, maybe you got some referrals, but you did not get second bookings, right? You did not get second appointments. Well, tomorrow you're going to go out with your power partner, your girlfriend, maybe even your sales director, and you're going to go get 10 new names. You're going to get 10 new names. How cool, right? In hopes that one, maybe two of them book, and in hopes that one or two of them hold, right? When in reality, last night you had an appointment with five amazing, sharp women that you connected with. You know about them, you know what they do, you know their names, you know their kids, you know their jobs, right? All of that all over again. And you could have booked each and every one of them for a second appointment. But we decided not to. And tomorrow we're going to hope we get some parties booked. Do y'all realize how crazy that sounds? I know. I'm a victim of it too. I did it for a long period of time. But y'all, I have chosen to truly, truly, truly obsess about the second appointment. I hope you guys do too. So we'll dive into more of that probably next week. Okay. Also, importance of vision, manifestation, goal posters. I'm excited to dive into that more with you guys. And then our last topic was holding yourself to a high new standard, and a businesswoman and an entrepreneur, and not letting yourself off the hook. So that's one of my favorite topics. But today we're going to dive deeper into fear, confidence, and controlling your thoughts. And so I'm excited to be with you guys in diving into these topics. Some of this stuff is really a little bit repetitive, but just diving in deeper, maybe giving you a new thought about that. But I'm excited to change some of the ways that we think, where we go when it comes to fear and our confidence. Because, some of the stuff might seem to you as though it's not related to our Mary Kay business, but reality is, you guys, it is. It really is. It plays such a huge role in our businesses, in our marriages, in how we raise our children, in showing up at our job every day, in how we pour into our relationships. Our thoughts, our fears, our confidence have a direct impact, not indirect, but a direct impact on how we operate and how we live our life. And you guys, I think it's so easy sometimes to get caught up in the same thing every single day. And before you know it, it's Friday and you don't even know what you did this week, right? And before you know it, it's Christmas and you're like, I had so many goals I wanted to accomplish by Christmas and nothing got done because we get so caught up in the same thing every day. We get so caught up in our fears. We get so caught up in our thoughts. We get so caught up in our lack of confidence that we just kind of like cut yourself down so much that before you know it, the whole year is gone by. And well, hot dang, what the heck did I do? Right. And so my heart's desire and my goal is to really help us change our thoughts, work on challenging our fears, and increase our confidence so that we can really live our best life. We really can max out every single day and have complete control over our thoughts, our minds, our actions, our words, because you guys, those things that once we get control of those, guess who gets to control our destiny? We do. When we control our thoughts, we get to control our destiny. When our thoughts control us, our thoughts are controlling our destiny. They're controlling everyday life. They're controlling what we do, where we go, our checking account. They control our marriages. How we raise our children, our jobs, our outlook on life. And so this is something I'm crazy super passionate about because y'all, if anyone has struggled with fears, confidence, thoughts, it's this girl sitting right in front of you. And so I'm excited to make an impact together so we can make an impact together on that. Okay, so let's dive in, you guys. Oh, wait, real quick, before we dive in, I want to touch on our voucher number one. Real quick, we did have some questions. So let's dive into that. Just to clarify, there's really only a few things on there that we need to clarify, but I'll go through the whole thing real quick. So when you listen to the Vox title, listen to me first. You guys, that's a one-time point thing. Okay. Oh, where did my thing go? Okay. When you listen to your $1,000,000 message, that's a per day thing. Even if the message doesn't change, like on the weekends, I don't think it does. You can still get points because you've listened to it. Okay. Got to feed our heart and our spirit. Create a gratitude journal each day. And that's a daily thing. Listen to a podcast. That's a daily thing. Creating your chicken list. That's a one-time thing. Okay. So you only get points once for that. Do your 6 most important things list and accomplish 75% of it the next day. That's a per day. Watch my video on lead generating per day. Okay, so every new booking you get, that's for every new booking you get. There you go, pretty self-explanatory. Every new booking you hold, the 4th through the 11th, so that's a per booking that you hold. Every $100 that you sell, there you go. Okay, connect with your sales director, share with her your goals, create an accountability plan. That's a one-time thing, okay? One time. Listen to my Vox about self-care, one-time thing. Pick a self-care activity and do it daily. That's a daily thing. Every one-on-one personal marketing appointment that you do. So that is either over the phone or that is in person, and that is not having someone watch a marketing call. Okay, that is either in person or over the phone with your sales director or just you. If you are doing your own shares, that's great. But if not, that needs to be with your sales director. And that is not a marketing call. So that's basically not them watching a video or not listening to a call. We want them to have an interactive phone call with you and your sales director. Okay, so that's per person. Every one-on-one, oh, I already said that. Every 1 hour you do in lead generating, you must get 5 names. So that can be a restaurant promotion, skincare surveys. That can be a booth event. That could be restaurant promotion. Did I say that already? Okay. So that's one of those. Okay. So it cannot be when you go collect your facial box leads. Okay. It needs to be getting out of your comfort zone. Every facial box you get out, you get points. Way to go. And then create a positive music playlist and post your top 5 songs. And that is a one-time point. Okay. One-time point. So that was a little misleading or confusing. So now we have clarity in that. Okay, you guys. Okay, let's dive in. So that's page, which page was it? I think it's page 14, y'all. That has some extra space for you to jot down some notes, maybe any questions, things that you want to dive in deeper. So go ahead and utilize it for that. Or you may want to save it for page after page 20, because I do have a lot of content on page 20. So you may want to keep that for that. Okay. So let's dive in. Page 15. Okay, you guys. So let's talk more about fear. Oh my gosh. Isn't it just so crazy that we are not born with fear? We're really not born with any fear at all. But yet we grow up to be powerful humans and powerful adults, that we allow fear to control so much of our thoughts and our minds as to how we operate daily. And so remember, y'all, fear is a choice, and we get to allow ourselves and empower ourselves, saying, I choose not to let this fear take root. I choose to not believe that. I choose to not take ownership of that. And there's so many different fears that we think every single day. So I've listed 10 fears, and you guys can write these down, or you can choose 10 of 20 of your own fears. But what we want to do is we want to write down our fears, but then we also want to write down the truth. And we did a work on this a little bit at our workshop, but I want to allow us to dive in deeper to what this actually means. So um, the first one I wrote down is truly the fear of failure, which so many people struggle with. And writing down the truth of that is, failure only happens when I quit. And so many of us fear failure, but reality is, you guys, the only way to fail is to quit. As long as you're actively working on overcoming whatever that fear is, you can't fail. And so, if you're on a diet and maybe you fell off the wagon for a minute, for a week, maybe even 6 months. Okay, if you're ready to get back started, you're not failing because you're back at it. And so maybe you walked away from your business for a month, 2 months, maybe even a year, and in your mind you failed. No. If in your mind you have failed, but yet you are back on the horse and willing to give it another go, that's not failure. Failure only happens when you quit. Maybe you took a sabbatical, you didn't quit. Okay, you're back. And so that's okay. But it's so awful when we tell ourselves constantly, like, oh, I failed at that. I failed at that. Oh, I tried that keto thing. I failed at that. No. Did you fail at that? Or did you walk away from it? And maybe you're choosing something else. Maybe you're choosing a better route. Maybe you're choosing a different diet or a different healthy lifestyle instead of that. So instead of telling yourself you're a failure or anything like that, tell yourself you're choosing something different. You're choosing a better alternative route. I think for me, after my divorce, I could have easily been like, I failed that marriage. No, I didn't fail that marriage. I didn't quit on that marriage. Someone else quit on that marriage. I did not. And so it was not the right place for me to be. It was not what God had planned for me. So I didn't fail that marriage because I know I gave it 100%. It was not what God had planned for me. And so I'm not going to beat myself up. I'm not going to say, like, wow, Brittany, you really dropped the ball on that, or you could have done better in this. No, I know I gave 110%. Was I perfect? Absolutely not. But what I know is that I never stopped trying. I never stopped trying until it was taken from me, and that is where I didn't quit. And so I didn't fail at that. God just had something better for me, and so fear of failure only happens, y'all, when you quit. So you can't quit. And I always tell my consultants, I tell my sales directors, I will never be disappointed in you. I will never be disappointed in you. Why? As long as you don't quit on me. As long as you don't quit me. As long as you don't leave my life. You could even walk away from Mary Kay, take a sabbatical, walk away for a minute, whatever. I will never be disappointed. Just don't quit me. Don't leave me. I want to continue to do life together. And so I've become undisappointable because I just don't want to put that on people, and I don't want to carry that around either. And so failure only happens when you quit. Number 2, I put down a fear of financial struggle. And my truth to that is, working eliminates that. When I work my business, I don't need to worry about financial struggle. When I get up every day and I show up in my business and I'm actively working on making more money, then that eliminates the fear of financial struggle. Y'all, I mean, how cool is that? We get to control that. At a regular job, my husband, he's very hardworking, brings a lot of his work home with him. But reality is, you guys, the more work he does doesn't mean he makes more money. And so he can't really necessarily contribute towards that financial fear of not having enough. What he makes is what he makes. And so, fear of financial struggle, the truth to that is when I work my business, we get to eliminate that fear. We get to eliminate that fear and know that guess what? I get to change that. I get to impact that. I had a $165 order that I was able to process today, you guys. Hello, I get to contribute towards that. So the fear of financial struggle is just that. It's a fear and it's a choice. And when I work my business, I'm eliminating that choice so that I do have control over that fear of financial struggle. Okay, fear number three, a fear of losing it. A fear of losing it. What does that mean? Maybe that means fear of losing your business, maybe fear of losing a position, fear of losing control. I don't know. So many different fears that could be attached to losing it. But when you wake up every day and you tell yourself that's not an option, then your mind is in such a better place. And there is no fear at all when you tell yourself that's not an option. I remember there was a season in my business when I earned my pink Cadillac, and my stepdad, bless his heart, said, "Well, gosh, you can lose it, right? I know you earned it, but you could lose it too, right?" Y'all, who says that? My stepdad said that, and I remember allowing that to take root in my heart for a hot minute, and being so discouraged by that, and being like, "Gosh, he's right. Oh my gosh, he's right. I mean, I never thought about that." Didn't take long, y'all, for me to snap out of that and say, that is not an option. I worked so hard to earn this pink Cadillac. That is not an option. So, how would our lives be so different if that's how we operated? Is that's not an option? Oh my gosh, my husband and I are fighting so much lately. What if this is, what if we're on a downward slope and this isn't going to work? Maybe that's a thought you're thinking. That's not an option. That's not an option. Oh my gosh, you guys, how empowering is that to have that thought of that's not an option? Oh my gosh, like we're tight on funds. I don't know if you guys are anything like me, but sometimes like I have this negative thought and it can just grow and grow and grow, right? Working on it. And so maybe you're like, oh my gosh, we're struggling financially. What if we lose our house? That's not an option. Why? Because you have your business. You can go to work. That's not an option. There's so many different things and fears that can be the answer to is that's not an option. I worked so hard to become a sales director. What if I lose that? That's not an option. Okay. Like why? Because you have control over that. So when that fear pops in your head, say that empowering statement of that's not an option, y'all, and it will mind blow and truly propel you into the activity to make sure that doesn't happen, right? That's not an option. I get into action and that won't happen. Okay. Do you see how that all correlates? So that's not an option. I remember you guys, and this is just me being really honest and really transparent with you, but there was a season where when I moved to Alabama, my unit wasn't producing as much. And so I did have a car payment because guess what, y'all? If you don't do the work, you got a car payment and it's not fun, but you don't have to. And that doesn't have to be an option, right? It doesn't have to be an option. But when I moved, I was in a really bad headspace. And we talked about that at our workshops of just your thoughts and how that can affect you. But I was not in the best headspace. And so I had a car payment and I was not happy about it. And I was like, you know what? I'm just going to turn this Cadillac back in. I'm just going to call the company. I'm going to have them come get my Cadillac. Who thinks that? Again, it didn't last long. The thought didn't last long. Because when you earn a Cadillac, you do not give it back. And so I looked at my husband and I said, I think I'm just going to have them come take this car because I don't want a car payment. And y'all, I clearly wasn't thinking through because reality is what was I going to do? I needed a car. So I wasn't thinking very clearly. My emotions were getting the best of me. And he said, no, you are not turning that car in. That's not an option. You got yourself into this mess. You're going to get yourself out of this mess. And y'all, that guy made some mistakes, but I tell you, those were the best tools of wisdom he ever gave me because I'm like, you're right. That's not an option. I am not turning in that car. I earned this car. This was something I worked so hard for. My unit worked so hard for. So I'm going to get my butt into gear and turn the ship. And y'all, it didn't take long, but just a few months. And it was like, oh, wow, back to where we needed to be. But it was not an option. And so how many of you were thinking those thoughts of that's not an option? Oh, I'll just wait and submit DIQ December 1st. That's not an option. Oh, I'll just wait and earn my car after the holidays. That's not an option. Oh, I'll just not go to leadership because I'd rather do something else. That's not an option. You guys, how much of a difference it will impact our lives when we operate of that's not an option. And just it truly empowers us. So there you go. Fear of rejection. Gosh, that's something a lot of people struggle with. Fear of rejection. You know what I love to say when I think about that is they're not saying no to me. They're saying no to the opportunity, and that's okay. And reality is I know I'm a great person. I know I love with all my heart. I know that I'm an amazing friend and an awesome mentor. Do I make mistakes? All the time. Do I need grace? 100% of the time. But what I know is that I am a great person. And so if someone says no to me, it's not to me. It's not because they don't like me. It's not because they don't want to be around me. It's none of that. It's they're just saying no, thank you. And that's okay. And you guys, I'm also a firm believer that when someone says no to me, that is could very well be God protecting me from someone I don't need to spend my time with. There's a lot of people who love to suck the energy and drain you. And they might seem great, but y'all, they may be a hot mess express inside. And they may be someone who can then impact you in your life and put you in a negative headspace. And so, oftentimes, you guys, when someone says no to me or something just doesn't work out like I desired, or maybe I got an awesome team member and I was so excited about her, and then she sends her kid back. Well, that's annoying, right? And that's frustrating. It's happened to me 100 times, I'm sure of it. But I remind myself that maybe, just maybe, that was someone God was protecting me from. And y'all, it just doesn't hurt as bad. Yeah, maybe it's frustrating, but reality is I'd rather them walk away then than walk away later down the road when we had an established relationship and then I'm sad that they left me. That happens too, but it's protection. So you guys, again, they're not saying no to you. They're not saying to your no to your beautiful face. They're not saying no to your spirit, your heart, your friendship. They're saying no to the opportunity. And again, that very well could be God's protection for you. So that's one of my favorite ways to look at it. Okay. Okay. Fear of no. Oh my gosh. Isn't it so funny that we get so fearful of that? But if someone said, no, I don't want to stick a gum. Thank you. Would you go cry yourself to sleep? No. Do you think when someone walks into Target and walks out empty-handed, first of all, I would love to know how that's possible. And if you know how to do that, I need you to educate me because that has not happened for me. But if someone walks into Target and doesn't purchase anything, do you think they close their doors? No. Do you think if someone walks onto a car lot and doesn't drive a car off the lot home and purchase it, that they close doors or they cry? No, they don't. Why do we get so crazy impacted by the no? You guys, reality is no's need to happen. No's are a must. Without a no, we have no business. Okay. Like we need no's, right? Yes, we need no's. And so you need no's to succeed. I was talking to a new consultant and we were talking about people who would join her team, and she's like, well, this person, I just don't think they're very motivated. So I don't want to do a share with her. And I'm like, girlfriend, we need to do shares with everybody because in order to get yeses, you need nos. It's inevitable. You're going to get yeses, but you need the nos to get to the yeses. And so if I'm not seeing enough faces, and let's say I added 3 team members, but I only did 3 shares, that's not going to happen. That's so skewed. I need nos to get all my yeses. And so that's normal. We need no. We need to experience that. It helps us build that thick skin. It helps us become resilient. It helps us to become relatable. If every single person you did a share with joined your team, and it was yes, 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 and then you get someone who joins your team and no one is saying yes to her, how are you going to relate to that? You're not. And all of a sudden she's like, yeah, you wouldn't know. Everyone's joined your team that you shared with. No, that's not real. It doesn't happen. Okay. So no must happen to be successful. Okay. Fear of judgment. Y'all, this is one of my favorite things that a very wise man told me. He said, you know, it's none of your business what people think about you. It's none of your business. And I just thought, oh my gosh, that's so true. I grew up as a twin, and y'all, one of my biggest faults is just really caring what people think about me and or wanting everyone to love me. And it probably has a lot to do with being a twin, being compared, but also not having a present father in my life. And so I just wanted everyone to love me because I really lacked that love from that paternal side. And so when he said this to me, I just felt like the biggest load fall off my shoulders of it's none of my business what people think of me. If people want to share that they love me, they value me, they care about me, sure. That is what fills my heart. And that's, something that I absolutely love. But true and true, Reality is, it's none of my business what people think about me. If they don't like me, that's okay. I don't need to know that. If they don't like the way I talk or laugh or snort or whatever, none of my business. It's none of my business. And y'all, that should empower you to know that it is none of your business what people think about you. So cast judgment all day long, y'all. Just don't tell me about it because I don't want to know, you know? And you guys, 99.99999% of the time, what someone thinks about you is their own personal insecurities. It's their own personal things that they're projecting on you. And so if someone happens to tell you what they think about you, I want you to remind you that they are looking at you as though there's a mirror there and they're projecting what they think about themselves on you. And so don't take ownership of that. Don't believe that. There's no truth to that. And use those as empowering tools to know that it's none of your business what people think about you. Maybe fear of struggling. So the truth to that, you guys, is struggling is a choice. Struggling is a mindset. Truly, struggling is a choice. You know, you can choose to be empowered and work and activate the positive mindset of being productive and working towards your goals, or you can allow yourself to think you're struggling. You can allow yourself to be a woe is me, the world is falling, the sky is falling, you know, and just think, oh my gosh, I can't catch a break. Y'all, those things, those words, you give life to that when you think that. So, struggling is a mindset, it's a choice to struggle or it's a choice to say, get up every day and choose to be active towards the things that you want and the life that you want. It's 100% a choice. Fear of not fitting in. You know, one thing that I know is that every single one of us bring irreplaceable value to this world. Every single one of us, especially if you're in this culture, in this world, in this business, you bring irreplaceable value because you're choosing to show up. You're choosing to love others. You're choosing to make women feel beautiful. You're choosing to give yourself your time and your energy to the universe, to the world, to women, to us, right? And so you bring irreplaceable value. And so, as far as not fitting in goes, you fit in just fine. And that is something that, again, it's a lie that you're telling yourself that you cannot believe, but everybody fits in. You bring irreplaceable value. You love like no one else. You laugh like no one else. You show up like no one else. And you give like no one else. And so remember that you bring irreplaceable value. So anytime you ever think, I don't fit in, or this just doesn't seem to work, or whatever, we need you. We don't need more me. We need you. You bring irreplaceable value. So you absolutely fit in. So anytime that thought crosses your mind, not today, Satan, I'm not believing that. I bring irreplaceable value to the table. And yes, you do. Fear of not hitting my goals. Consistent activity gets you closer daily. So maybe you have a fear of not hitting your goals, the deadline's approaching. Okay, are you actively and consistently taking steps every single day to make that happen? Booking, holding. Are you doing that? Are you actively doing activity every single day to get you closer? You know, one of my new directors, she said to me, Brittany, do you think it's going to happen? Do you think I'm going to be able to finish DIQ? She still had some big numbers to hit before month end. And I said, Caitlin, do you think it's possible? And she said, I do. She said, do you? I said, I do. If you do you believe it's possible? And she said, yes. And I said, Caitlin, are you doing the work? And she sat there and kind of paused for a second. I said, are you doing the work? Are you seeing the faces? Are you holding the appointments? Are you hitting all the numbers I told you to hit? She said, yeah. And I said, then it's going to happen. It's going to happen. So that fear of, Brittany, is it going to happen? Am I going to hit my goals? It's not like I don't see it. The scoreboard doesn't necessarily show that it's happening, but the activity did. And I said, if you're doing the work, if you're doing the activity and you believe it's going to come together, it's going to come together. And y'all, it came together. Okay. Anytime she's doubted something was going to happen, it didn't. When she was sold out and believed that it was going to happen and did the work, it did. Y'all, the only time someone misses a goal is if they're not matching it with the activity. Plain and simple. That is the only way someone doesn't hit their goals, as if their mindset is not in the right way and they're not doing the activity. So if you're wondering why you are where you are, it's those two things. If not one, both. Your mindset and lack of activity, y'all. You cannot win the Super Bowl thinking you're going to lose the Super Bowl. You cannot win the lottery. Well, that's a bad example because you got to play. But no one becomes a national thinking, I don't know how this is going to happen. No one earns a top director trip saying, I hope it happens. No, You have to have the mindset, it's a done deal. Like it is not an option. It's done. It's done. But you have to back it with activity, you guys. Faith without action is nothing. Okay. You got to do it. And you've got to be obedient in that. If you're not doing the work, it's not going to happen. Sorry, I don't know what planet you live on, but it's not going to happen. I have never lost weight thinking about losing weight, but not actively working to do that, right? I have never lost weight eating unhealthy, thinking about eating healthy. Doesn't happen. Might be nice if it did, but it doesn't happen. Okay, so you have to do activity that gets you there closer daily. Okay. And the last one I wrote down, and you guys can take some time to finish those next 10, maybe as a group when we finish, because we will finish a little early, is the fear of talking in groups. Fear of talking in groups. You guys, I'll be honest with you, I was not great at public speaking. In fact, I think Leah even told me in the very beginning, was like, you got to work on that. It was awful. My first public speaking was awful, like awful. And I remember really wondering, like, am I going to get any better at this? Like, I am doomed, right? Okay. So if you're fear of talking in groups, you guys, the truth is the more you do it, the better you get, right? The more you do it, the better you get. So I tell myself, I'm a great speaker. I get better every time. I get better every time. And so you guys, the truth is you get better every time. And so you are going to mess up the first time, maybe the second time, maybe the third, maybe the 10th, but you get better every time. It's just like someone who gets out in the pool ready to swim. Maybe you're not looking so hot that first time. Maybe your son, your daughter, your children, they do not look great the first time they get in that pool. But you guys, time 20, 25, 30, oh my gosh, leaps and bounds better than 1 and 2 and 3, right? Leaps and bounds. So instead of comparing yourself to someone who's been doing this for 10 years, compare yourself to yourself 10 times ago, 20 times ago, 30 times ago. The only way to get better, y'all, is to do it again and again and again. I promise you, my first skincare class was horrific. The second one, a little bit less horrific. The third, maybe just as horrific. I was not on my game, y'all, but I knew I get better every time. Okay. And so you get better every time. Do not let that get the best of you, you guys. I was not great. I'm still not the best. I still have plenty of work to improve, but I get better every time. Okay. So there are 10 fears, y'all, that I listed. And so you guys can work on the next 10. But remember, it's not an option. That's my favorite one. When you let those fears get the best of you. Okay, so we're going to dive into fear a little bit more. What does fear cost us? And so I want you guys just to take some of this down on the lines that I have provided here, so you guys can take note of some of this stuff. Okay, so what does fear cost us? I don't know how many of you actually taken the time to think about what fear is costing you, because to be quite honest, I never really took the time, before I got into this business, to analyze what living in fear has cost me. And so this might be, a hard pill to swallow, but I do want you guys to realize that living your best life cannot happen when we live in fear. It cannot happen. So what does fear cost us? Time. It costs us time. You guys, so many of you have set a huge goal for this seminar year, and here it is September. And maybe you've allowed the fear to steal your July, August, and what you've had already of September, but it's costing you time. And many of you want to be in Orlando with us, and you're allowing fear to eat up your time. And before you know it, December and January will be here, and your fear will have gotten the best of you, and you will not be at leadership. And so fear costs you time. You have to take control over those fears and not let them steal any more of your time. Fear costs us money. Fear costs us money, you guys. You could be working your business and making money, but you're allowing the no's to get the best of you. You're allowing the fear of failure to get the best of you. You're allowing fear of rejection to get you. You guys, money will happen when you work this business. But when we allow fear to take captive over us, we can't make money, right? I remember being a consultant and going into my appointments so obsessed with results. So obsessed, y'all. I was this single income provider for our family. My husband made $600 a month. That's nothing, y'all. I mean, that paid for his gas and his lunch. when he would eat out with his coworkers. Like, seriously, nothing. And so I would find myself going into my appointments obsessing over, I need to sell this much, we have a bill due, or I need to recruit this many people because I need that extra bonus, or just going in obsessed about the results and not obsessed about the women wrapped around that kitchen table like I should have been. And you guys, I came out disappointed every single time because I allowed the fear of not making the money or the fear of not getting the team members to control my thoughts and control my actions. And so instead of obsessing about the women around that kitchen table having a great time and knowing God will bless me in return, I was obsessed with the results. Well, you guys, I came out disappointed every time because when you obsess about the results, that's telling God, I don't believe you're going to step up and show me that my action is enough. I believe I have to be the one to do this. And therefore, I come up empty handed every single time. And so, fear of anything is going to cost you money. It's going to cost you money. And so allowing yourself to go into your appointments, obsessed with the women that you're blessing, obsessed with this opportunity, obsessed with the impact that you're going to make. And the money will come, y'all. The money will come. Don't let the fear get the best of you. The money will come when you step out in action and with a heart's desire to bless people. Okay. And I know that's easier said than done, but I promise you guys, that saved my life. Realizing and acknowledging that when I walk in with expectations, I come out disappointed every single time. Now, it doesn't mean you don't walk in without a plan. It doesn't mean you don't walk in and do all the 10 steps that we need to do. It just means you don't obsess about it. You obsess about the women, and God will bless you. What does fear cost us? It costs us confidence. Oh, seriously, right? Like when we live in fear, our confidence is so low. It's so low, you guys, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. When I'm living in fear, I feel so little. I feel so little when really I know I'm powerful. I know God created me to be a big player on the team. I know God created me to be a big player in my family, to be a big player in my community, to be a big player in my circle of girlfriends, to be a big player in this world. And when I live in fear, my confidence is down here. Therefore, I can't impact anybody. I can barely impact myself, right? When we live in fear, our confidence is pretty much non existent. You guys, I don't like being insecure. I don't like lacking confidence. I like walking into a room, whether I have makeup on or not, and loving who I be. But when we're struggling with confidence because of all the fear that we allow to consume us, we can't be powerful. We can't be powerful. And so fear costs us confidence, you guys. And I will tell you, one of the most amazing attributes on the planet is confidence, not ego. Okay, let's be clear, confidence, not ego. Some people need some humble pie. I get it. Been there, done that. Jesus serves the best humble pie when you least desire it and least expect it. Okay, I'll be the first to tell you, been there, done that. God honors confidence, not an ego. Okay, we want to be confident in our skincare class. That will happen the more you do it. Confident in our marriage, it will come the more you invest in it. Confident in our skin, the more you put towards bettering yourself, the more confident you become, right? Right? Okay, awesome. So, fear will cost us our confidence. And you guys, confident mommies, we need more of them. We need confident mommies raising confident daughters. That's one thing that post divorce I became so passionate about because you guys, my mom is my bestest friend on the planet, on the planet. But my mom didn't have any confidence. My mom didn't have confidence. Her mom didn't have confidence. I'm not really sure about my grandma, but I knew she was an amazing mom, an amazing wife. But what I saw was I had a mom with no confidence who stayed in a relationship she shouldn't have stayed in, who really struggled with her self worth, who really struggled with the qualities and amazing attributes that she had. She didn't know how to celebrate herself. Therefore, me and my sisters all really struggled with confidence. We're all amazing human beings, active, phenomenal members of society, but we have all struggled with our confidence. And what I know is that when a confident mommy is raising a confident daughter who believes she can conquer anything and she knows her self worth, she knows that when she sets a goal, she has to stick to it. She knows that she's beautiful inside and out. She knows that she's powerful. Nothing will stop her. Absolutely nothing will stop her. So, you guys, your confidence isn't only so crucial and critical for yourself, but it's critical and crucial for the children you're raising, or the future children that you're raising, or the grandbabies that you're going to be in front of and impact, or the students or the girlfriends and their babies. You guys, your confidence will be the game changer for the future. In a world, well, there's so much insecurity, there's so much depression, anxiety like never before. Your confidence is going to have a domino effect of generation after generation. Do you think my grandma had any idea her lack of confidence would impact my choosing of a husband? No, that was the last thing on her mind. But y'all, it did. It did. It impacted me. It impacted the husband I chose. Not only did it impact my mom and the husband she chose, it impacted her granddaughter and the husband she chose, which was not a good choice because of the lack of confidence. Y'all, we think like confidence is really just an internal battle or an internal struggle, but we don't realize the direct impact it has on generations to come. Choosing to own your power, choosing to love yourself, choosing to believe the truths and not the lies and not the fears, 100% will impact the children that you raise, the spouses they choose, the spouses your children's choose, the friends they pick. Y'all, your confidence directly impacts the friends your kids pick. Y'all, one thing is my mom really struggled with confidence, but one thing she didn't struggle with was her love for the Lord. She was the fiercest believing women, you guys. And so, guess what? When my sisters and I grew up, we chose great friends. We chose friends that believed in Jesus. We chose friends that love making good choices. We chose friends that were just powerful people contributing to society, and we made good choices, you know? So that's such an impactful thing. The choices and the life that you live will directly impact your children, will directly impact their choices. And so, no pressure, y'all, but there's a lot of pressure in that. And so, finding and loving who you be, being careful of the words that you put out there because it will impact them, you guys. It absolutely will. What else does fear cost us? Growth. Growth. Absolutely. When you are living in fear, how do you grow? You can't, your marriage can't grow if you're worried about losing it. Your finances can't grow if you're worried about how small they are. Your unit cannot grow if you're focused on what you don't have. You know, that's one thing that I really love and that I heard too is that when you're focused on what you don't have, how is God going to bless you for what you do have? Focus on growth, focus on the excitement, focus on how you can impact growth instead of the fear of it, the fear of lack of, right? So, fear is costing us growth in so many different areas of our life. Fear is costing us happiness. When we live in fear, you definitely can't be happy. You're constantly minimalist mentality. You're in a fear or pessimistic mentality when you're living in fear. Happiness comes from gratitude, not fear. Happiness comes from loving who you be, where you are, growing in the process. You guys, I will never look in the mirror and be like, I am perfect. No, but I'm choosing to love who I be. I'm choosing to love the lies. I'm choosing to love my sinus issues. I'm choosing to love who I be because when I love myself, I'm happy. And so, not having fear control your happiness, allowing gratitude to control your happiness. Okay, advancement. Fear is costing you advancement. When all you do is fear and worry, you guys, you can't advance. People who are constantly living in fear don't get promoted, right? They don't move up. They don't attract people. They are unattractive. When you're constantly in a fear pessimistic mentality, you guys, that's not going to attract anyone. So it's causing you advancement, costing you advancement. It's costing you relationships. You guys, I will be honest with you. There's been a few relationships that I had to walk away from. I had to walk away from because they were so pessimistic. They were so always negative, always talking about other people, always engaging in negative self talk, always engaging in other people negative talk. Like, and it was just like, there is not a darn thing else I can do to try to uplift this person because they love being negative. They love pessimism. They love the doomsday mentality, y'all. And I had to walk away from those. Fear will cost you relationships, you guys, without you even knowing it. I like to tell you guys a funny story. So my mom moved from California to Texas, and y'all, love my mom to death. Remember, I already told you she's one of my very best friends, but very pessimistic. And that happens again when you have no confidence, right? She's working on it. She has grown so much in her confidence. So this when she first moved to Texas a couple years ago. She was just ranting and raving about something negative and just going on and on and on and on. And we were at a stoplight. And I put the car in park. And she's like, "What are you doing?" And I said, "Okay, mom, I love you so much. But I also love being healthy mentally, emotionally, and spiritually. And the more you rant and rave and get all negative and pessimistic and talk about these people, it has a direct impact on me. And so I just want to know, do you want to ride home or do you want to walk? Choice is yours." And she just kind of like sat there. Um, and just was like, "What do you mean?" And I was like, "Mom, I can't do this. Like, I refuse. I'm in such a great place mentally, emotionally. I don't allow myself to go here, but you going here and then going here out loud, I can't do this. So, would you like to change your attitude and change our conversation to where we can hang out together? We can enjoy our time together and I'll take you home? Or did you want to walk?" And y'all, she apologized and said, "You're right." And never again have we ever had to have another conversation. But I did. I had to call her out. I had to say, "I'm not going to allow this in my car, in my spirit, in my heart, in my mind." Like, no, ma'am. And y'all, calling her out to a higher standard impacted both of us. And so if you do have someone in your life that you can have that conversation with, maybe because you need to have that conversation with them, I encourage you to do it. And if they don't receive it well or they choose not to, you warned them, right? But y'all, it will cost you relationships if you do not take control over your fears. Fear costs you your reputation. If you're someone who's constantly operating in fear or constantly worrying or saying this isn't going to happen, or I don't know if it's going to happen, you guys, as a sales director, it can be very draining. As a national, it can be very draining to work with someone who's always like in the fear, always wondering, is it going to happen? I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. My numbers aren't there. I don't know. I don't know. Y'all, it directly impacts your reputation. People will see you as someone who's always negative. Are you submitting DIQ every other month? Y'all, that affects your reputation. The fear internally that you're allowing to control you and the lack of activity is impacting your reputation. Do you want to be known as someone who keeps trying, keeps trying, keeps trying, but obviously internally the fear is preventing you from moving forward and the lack of activity? No, fear costs you your reputation. Okay. It costs you productivity. I mean, seriously, how many of you are putting together facial boxes but not putting them out because of fear? It's causing you productivity. It's costing you productivity or lack of. How many of you would love to talk to someone, but the fear is costing you the productivity of having that conversation? Y'all, it's costing you productivity. It's costing you joy. When we live in fear, there's no joy tied to that. Again, joy and happiness. It's costing you excitement. It's costing you the excitement of the new promotion. It's costing you the excitement of the sale. It's costing you the excitement of the booking. It's costing you so much. It's costing you the experience. It's costing us so many experiences. How many of you are fearing, being single and therefore you're not dating? How much fun you could have. Y'all, dating was one of the funnest seasons of my life. I will tell you, there's only two guys I enjoyed dating, and they both treated me like princesses, and I married one of them. Okay. So, you guys, but I had so many fun experiences. Dating allowed me to build my confidence again, you guys. So, how many of us are losing experiences because of fear? Okay. How many of us are allowing fear to steal so many fun adventures that we could be experiencing, like fall retreat or seminar or leadership or career conference or going to a weekly meeting and allowing our sales directors to pour into us? How many of us are allowing fear of failure to steal those away from us, right? Seriously, fear holds us back from good and fear holds us back from God's blessings. You guys, God cannot and will not. He can do, actually, He can, but He will not honor someone who's straddling the line. Jesus, I know that you're going to help me, but I don't think I can do it. Y'all, fear steals God's blessings from us. He wants to honor your heart's desire. But when we're straddling the line saying, I can do it, no, I can't, I can do it, no, I can't, you guys, that's like such a conceived brain going on in there, and God will not honor that. We have to know and stand in our blessings and in our truth so that God will bless us. And He can bless us with a mixed mind, but He's not gonna. He's not gonna. We gotta stand. We gotta stand in our truth and not in our fear and know that God's gonna bless that. Okay, now we're gonna touch on what fear gives us. What does fear give us? Who knew? Who knew fear gives us something? Fear gives us complacency. Ew, nobody wants complacency, okay? Fear gives us discouragement. Yeah, I can see that. Fear gives us discouragement. Fear gives us depression. Fear gives us sadness. Fear gives us comfort zone, right? How many of us are in our comfort zone when we're in fear? Fear gives us flight or fight, which can be good, but most of the time it's bad. Fear gives us flight or fight. But fear, if it was always fight or flight, would allow us, you guys, to get into that beast mode too. So fear of failure is not a great thing, but fear of the alternative can motivate you. And that was a motivator for me. Fear of the alternative. I did not want to go back to wiping booties for 12 hours a day, y'all. So fear of the alternative was a motivator for me. Okay. So that's where my flight or fight came into effect. And I was like, oh, heck no, we are not going back to being a nurse. That won't happen, right? It's not an option. Okay. So that can be a good thing. Fear causes hopelessness, discontent, right? Fear gives discontent, which majority of our world, you guys, maybe I shouldn't say majority, but a good chunk of people are discontent. They're discontent with their life, which sucks the joy, sucks the happiness, sucks the life out of us. Fear provides discontent, and we should not allow fear to provide discontent. Okay, you guys? So fear can be positive. It can push you out of your comfort zone. Like I said, it can be the one thing that keeps you going when you think about the fear of the alternative. It can take you out of your comfort zone and get you out of a place of complacency. Okay. So fear can be good if you allow it to be a motivator, but too much of it is killing us. It's killing our potential. It's killing us from living our best life. It's killing us from making an impact in our community, in our families, in our marriages. You guys, every single day when Jason goes to work, I could be so afraid that we live in Dallas where people are horrible drivers and he's not the best driver. Or I can say empowering things to him when he leaves. I say, okay, babe, love you. Have a great day. Remember, you're making a difference. Stay off your phone. I always stay off your phone. Remember, you're making a difference. You're impacting others, And so allowing words of positivity to take root instead of fearing what could happen out on the crazy highway, right? Let fear motivate you. Allow it to activate your championship mindset, you guys. Remove the barriers. Allow fear to remove the barriers and replace them with possibilities. When you remove the fear and the limits that you put on yourselves and the limited thoughts, the limited results, you remove the barriers and open the door for all the possibilities that can come, you guys. There's so much that can happen. So many possibilities, okay, when we remove the fear. So there we go. There's that part. Okay, so our next page, page 17, we're going to overcome our fears and we're going to own our power in truth and in victory. So some of this we've kind of touched on a little bit, but like I said, I want to dive into this a little bit deeper. Okay, you guys? So we're going to work on some I am and victory statements. Okay. So I have listed here 10, and I want you guys to, as a group, when we're done, I want you to list 10 more, come up with 10 more together that are not something that we're covering. Okay. So I am statements, you guys, will truly reshape your thoughts, your thinking, your life. Okay. So as corny as these may seem, they will 100% transform your life. And what I told my directors and my people, and even myself, you guys, is I record myself saying my I am statements and I play it to myself on Voxer. If you have Voxer, all of you should have Voxer. You go to your notes. How do you do that? You open your Voxer. The top left-hand corner, there's 4 lines. You click that, you find my notes, and there's a section where you can just record stuff, you guys. No, you can't see it. Oopsies. You can record yourself and then you can replay it. You can even copy it once you've recorded it. you can hit the little arrow next to it. And then in the top right hand corner, hit that little square with an arrow coming out of it, copy it, put it in your notes, and play it every single day, twice, 3 times a day, however many times you need to. But guys, I am statements will change your life. Okay, so we're going to jump in. I am growing my income daily with healthy habits. So remember, earlier we went over a fear and then we had a statement on the other side of it. So that's when fear is coming through our mind, having those power statements to combat that and say, nope, that has no truth. And therefore, you're having to change the truth. So when a fear comes through your mind, it's so imperative that you stop it and say your power statement, right? That you stop it, you say, that's not true. And you come back with a positive alternative to that. Okay. There's so much importance in that, y'all. You've got to do that. Okay. So that's two different things. Okay. So that is combating whatever negative stuff comes through your mind. We are going to be proactive with our I am power statements. Okay. Okay. I am growing in my income daily with healthy habits. Okay. When I tell myself that every single day, guess what? I'm going to be more cognizant of my daily healthy habits impacting my income. When I feel good, when I work out, when I eat healthy, y'all, guess what? I'm more productive in my business. I'm more attractive to myself. I'm more attractive to others with my positive outlook, with how I feel, with the energy I'm oozing, that I'm making a direct impact on my income with my healthy habits. Okay. So that's one of my statements. Another statement, I am attracting like-minded women. Guess what? That's kind of like triggers is that I'm becoming a healthier woman in my mind. So that allows me to want to read more, want to study more, want to become a better, healthier version of myself so that those are the women that I'm attracting. Okay. So I am attracting like minded women, business minded women, Jesus loving women, healthy, marriage desired women, women who love their family. Like I am attracting like minded women, you guys. That's a powerful statement. Okay, next, I am overcoming any obstacles that come my way. Oh my gosh, who doesn't face an obstacle every single day? But when I am empowering myself and playing this 3 times a day, I am overcoming any obstacle that comes my way. Hello, it's going to empower me to see an obstacle and know I got this, right? Because I'm already putting it out there that I am overcoming any obstacle that comes my way. That's so powerful, y'all. Okay, next. I am empowering others to design their life. I am empowering others to design their life. That sentence right there gives me life. That sentence right there gives me life because it makes it beyond myself. It makes me realize that what I do every single day is not only directly impacting my life, my sisters, my mama, my husband, my puppy, but other people. It's directly impacting other women in my life and women that aren't even in my life yet. Okay. So I'm empowering others to design their life. My directors, my consultants, my friends, my family, I'm empowering others to design their life. You guys, that's powerful. That's so powerful. That also creates a stirring in your heart and in your spirit to be empowering. It creates a stirring and a passion in your heart to not live in the negative, to not live in your own circumstances, to get out of your own way and be bigger, bolder, stronger so that you can directly make an impact not only on your life, but on anyone else that God puts in your path, right? So I am empowering others to design their life. So crazy powerful. Okay, I am a world changer as I share my faith. I am a world changer as I share my faith. You know, we don't all have to agree in what we believe. We don't even all have to be on the same page. But what I know is that every soul has a desire to make an impact. And so, whatever your beliefs might be, for me, it's my faith in Jesus. And I am a world changer as I share that. So, what are you doing? How are you sharing your faith in what you believe in changing your world? You guys, seriously, I am a world changer as I share my faith. And I truly believe that. And so that's why when I read and hear that, it reminds me to live in the positive because I'm not going to attract anyone with being a negative person. That is not going to attract anyone to allow me to share my faith. That's not going to allow me to be a walking body of Jesus Christ that I can make an impact because of my smile, because of how I treat people, because of how I say thank you or no thank you, or how I choose to greet someone, a perfect stranger. I am a world changer as I share my faith in my actions, in my words, and how I treat others or don't treat others. I am a world changer, you guys. And so hearing that makes me want to be a better person in my daily activity. Okay. It makes me want to be a better contributor to society. So I'm a world changer as I share my faith, as I walk in my faith, as I talk in my faith, as I treat others. Seriously, there's so many different ways you can take that. I am contributing to a healthy society in the hustle. I am contributing to a healthy society in the hustle. Talk about using that to empower instead of, I'm not home. Oh my gosh, mommy guilt, husband guilt, doggy guilt. I am working so much. No, no. I am contributing to a healthy society in the hustle, in a world where people want to make an impact but don't know how, in a world where people get lazy and then get into depression and anxiety, in a world where people don't know how to live a better life. I am contributing to society in the hustle to make a direct impact from not only myself, our economy, but also the people that God puts in my life. I am making a direct impact, y'all. That is powerful. That's so powerful. I am contributing to a healthy society in the hustle. Y'all, hustle's good. Hustle's great. Hustle's important. Hustle is needed. Okay. And so I am contributing to a healthy society in the hustle. Talk about hearing that 3 times a day. That makes me want to get up and hustle, right? That makes me want to grind. That makes me want to get in the daily activity to make an impact, not only in my family's finances or in our company or in our national area or in my family, but in the world. That makes me want to get out there and grind and chase it, make an impact, make an impact. You guys, that's what people want to do. They want to make an impact. And when you get up every day and you work, you're making an impact. Okay, seriously, that's so awesome. Okay, 7, I am structuring my dream day with my priorities. I am structuring my dream day with my priorities. Y'all, that's powerful. It's choosing your choices wisely. And so when you hear that 3 times a day, guess what? Small, minuscule little things are going to look like nothing. They're going to look like nothing because you are structuring your dream day with your priorities. So little things aren't going to take your time anymore. Little things are that little things that don't need your time and energy, and you can delegate to someone else, get to it when you get to it. But your dream day is filled with your priorities. And so that allows you to structure your day in a day that empowers you, allows you to have your business time, your job time, your family time, your kid time, your husband time, because your dream day is being structured by your priorities. Hello, that's powerful. Okay, number 8, I am helping others live their best life. I am helping others live their best life. Yes, I am doing that by getting up and showing up at my workout class so other people see I show up. I am doing that by showing up in my business, showing up at my weekly meeting and showing people I'm here. I'm accountable. I'm reliable. Okay. I am helping others live their best life by living by example, by having my quiet time, by sharpening my knowledge, by sharpening my skills. I am helping others live their best life by living my best life, right? Oh, so good. 9, I am maxing out each day with my habits. I am maxing out each day with my habits. You could even go as far as to list your habits if you wanted to. I'm maxing out each day with my habits of quiet time, fitness, healthy eating, family time, being present. There he goes, guys. Bear. By being present, I am allowing myself to max out each day with my habits. Healthy habits, you guys. That's so crucial. That's so important to live out daily habits. Daily habits that give you more energy, more time, more joy, not things like scrolling social media or watching television. You guys, I am maxing out each day with my habits. And y'all, that will trigger what habits you talk about. That will trigger what those habits are and allow you to be more aware of that. That's awesome. 10, I am setting an example for others to follow. And some of these tie in, but others trigger different things in your brain and other synapses. I am setting an example for others to follow. What does that mean? I make my booking calls twice a week, right? Yes. I am setting an example for others to follow. When I show up to my weekly meeting and I sold a product, I sold $300 every week. I am setting an example. When I show up to my weekly meeting in my Mary Kay attire on time, and in my red jacket and all the things, I am setting an example for others to follow. When I eat healthy, I am setting an example for others to follow. When I do my homework, I am setting an example for others to follow. When I have my quiet time, I'm setting an example. Who are you setting an example for? No one sees that. My husband sees that. My children see that. And then when I talk about my Bible verse or what I learned in my Bible study or whatever, it impacts the people that I get to share that with. So I am setting an example for others to follow in everything I do. When someone comes to me and tries to engage in negative conversation, I am setting an example for others to follow by not engaging. I am setting an example by saying, no, sorry, not having this conversation with you. Right? And guess what? She's either never going to come to you with that kind of attitude again, or maybe she'll stop talking about other people. You guys, you are setting an example for others to follow by your choices every single day. Are those not some of the most like empowering statements? Like, I love those. And no, there's a million more. So you are going to have some time to create 10 more with the women that are sitting with you. Okay. So I got 4 more pages I want to cover in the next 30-ish minutes. Okay. So we're going to talk about some confidence now. Okay. We're going to talk about confidence, things that create and increase your confidence. Okay. You ready? Let's jot down some notes. Things to increase confidence. Smile. What a concept, right? Smile. You have some beautiful, beautiful teeth. Smile, right? My mom had to get some dental work done this last year. And so she would always like, I don't want to smile. My teeth are jacked up. And I'm like, Mom, your smile will give life to 10 other people. You guys, I'm not even kidding you. She walks around smiling all the time now. And it's so funny because she'll notice who smiles back and who doesn't. She's like, that man didn't smile. And I'm like, it's okay, Mom, you still made a difference, But smiling makes an impact, you guys, and it will absolutely increase your confidence. You can't smile and be sad at the same time, y'all. It will increase your confidence. Okay, kindness. I don't say this to brag at all because good Lord knows I have a million flaws. But I don't know what it is, but I just have this fun internal game where I love being kind to everyone. Whenever we go anywhere. Now, believe me, I have my issues. Like there's times where I am like the complete opposite of kind. And so I definitely am not perfect. But one of the first things Jason said when we first started dating was, I love how kind you are. Like you're so kind to just everybody. And I'm like, well, what do you mean? I didn't really know what he meant by that. And he said, I mean, seriously, you're so nice to the waiters, to the waitresses, people who open the door. You open the door for everyone. You hold the door for everyone. You go above and beyond to just honor people. You get off your phone when you're at the register. Like I try to have a conversation with anyone and brighten their day. And I guess I never realized that, but I want to be kind. I want people to see there's kindness. And sometimes I don't want to be kind, but I do it anyways because I need to. And so kindness will increase your confidence because y'all, you can't be sad, depressed when you're kind to others, right? Confidence. What will increase your confidence? Being solution oriented instead of being negative and pessimistic and the world is crumbling and no one's booking and blah, blah, blah. And like you sound like a violin, right? What if you chose to be solution oriented? When you went to someone with an issue, you came with a solution. Y'all, that's attractive. When you have a problem, think about some solutions. Weigh out your solutions, your pros, your cons, and then have a conversation about it. You are going to really impact someone with that conversation because they're going to expect you to be rah, rah, when in reality, you're like, okay, here's the problem. Here's a couple solutions. What do you think? Right? That's going to increase your confidence. And it's also going to increase your reputation because people are going to see that you're solution oriented, not problem oriented. Okay. Okay. Let's see. What's next? Be grateful. Be grateful, y'all. Gratitude journal is on our voucher for a reason. We want to operate in complete gratitude, and that will absolutely increase your confidence. When you wake up every day so grateful for what you have, which in the grand scheme of things, you might not think as much, but you're grateful, you can't be sad. Your confidence will increase. I'm grateful for my health. I'm grateful for my dog. I'm grateful for doors. With doors, I can stay warm in the winter. With doors, I can stay cool in the summer. I'm grateful for windows. It allows me to see the sun. I'm grateful for coffee. I'm grateful to be a wifey. I'm grateful. Like, y'all find something to be grateful for. When you are grateful, your confidence increases because you're operating out of spirit of gratitude and not negativity. Okay. And so therefore your confidence will increase. Okay. Exercise. Oh, I love exercise. I don't love exercise when I'm doing the exercise, right? No, I love it after. I love it when I'm feeling those natural endorphins. I love it when I'm feeling good about myself. I love it when I get to tell my husband, I worked out today. I love it when I get to post it on social media because that's affirming, like, I did it. Like, it's my check in for myself, not for anyone else. That's for me, y'all. When I'm like, oh, it's been a minute since I put it out there to the universe that I worked out. I need to do that, right? That builds my confidence when I'm exercising, when I feel good about myself, when I'm like, oh, I ate a donut, but it's okay. I exercised, right? Like, I feel good about that. My confidence increases when I exercise. When I do something I've been putting off, oh, I could list a couple right now. But when I am doing the things that I've been putting off, y'all, my increase odometer is just getting higher and higher and higher because I'm like, I did it finally. Finally, I did it. So my confidence increases when I do things that I've been putting off, y'all. So maybe you've been putting off working your business. Maybe you've been putting off getting out your facial boxes or warm chatting. Been there, done that. Maybe you're putting off something that you know you need to do. Maybe a difficult conversation. Maybe a financial planner appointment. Who knows? But y'all, whatever you've been putting off, do it and your confidence will increase, okay? Okay. Follow through, follow through, follow through. That will increase your confidence. My goodness. When you get those leads, but you don't book them, well, what did that do for you? Nothing. When you follow through and you book those appointments, bing, 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 confidence goes up, y'all. Follow through, follow through, follow through. Maybe you have some great customers that you have yet to follow up with. Bing, bing, bing. Confidence goes up when you follow through with them, and your skill in that arena will increase too, which then, bing, 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 increases your confidence. You guys, it's all a domino effect. When you do the follow through, okay, it's going to increase your confidence. Okay, when you plan your day, I mean, seriously, I feel so good about my day. I feel so good about my choices when I plan my day. When I'm up at 5, work out at 5:30, come home, make breakfast and lunch for my husband, kiss him, get him out the door, have my quiet time. I check my emails. I get some work done, and all of this before 9 a.m. Yes, I feel so confident when I plan my day. I structure my day. I don't go to bed feeling guilty because I got so much done. I got my business done, my personal stuff, my priorities, my fitness, my quiet time. I even got to fit in some television if I wanted to. Not really a TV person, but if I wanted to, I don't feel guilty about that. So I got so much done because I planned my day. Therefore, I have so much confidence because I took control over my day. My day did not control me. My phone did not control me. I controlled me. This can be the most toxic thing you've ever owned because it's controlling your day. When you get up and you grab your phone, your day just went to heck in a handbasket, y'all. Because guess what's controlling your day? Not you, not your plan, your phone. Because now you're going to be reactive to any messages, any posts, any emails, anything. You are now going to be reactive to that and not to your plan, y'all. That's a scary thing. Okay, confidence. Things to increase your confidence. Know your life principles and stand by them. You guys, I know who I be. I know my skin. I know my values. I know who I choose to be. If people choose to be offended by me, if people choose to not like me, not like my spirit, not like my attitude, I know who I am. I know I have a huge heart. I know I love big. I know I fail big too. But I know that I need grace sometimes, but I'm a good person. So know your principles, stand by them, and that will increase your confidence. Another powerful statement that I really, really love is don't confuse memory with facts. Whoa. Don't confuse memory with facts. Sometimes we have these thoughts that we allow to take root in us and we go down memory lane, y'all. They're not factual. Revisit a memory loaded with limiting beliefs and try to gain a more accurate perspective. Maybe even get another perspective, you guys. And that way you're not confusing memory with facts. Because when we go down memory lane, it's very skewed sometimes. There's times where me and my twin sister will go over a previous life experience, and our stories and our versions are bipolar opposites because it's our memory, not the facts. It's the memory. Don't confuse your memory with facts. Again, revisit a memory loaded with limiting beliefs. Try to gain a more accurate perspective and maybe even get another perspective so that you can you can separate the facts from the memory and get the truth. Crazy powerful, right? Okay, talk to yourself. It's another way to increase your confidence. Talk to yourself. The brain says 300 to 1,000 words per second. Oh, I'm sorry, per minute. 300 to 1,000 words a minute, we say to ourselves, y'all. No wonder we're a hot mess sometimes. Did you know Navy SEALs and Special Forces use power of positive self-talk to get through their tough times and their difficulties that they go through? Y'all, it influences your neurobiological response when you are aware of your words to yourself. And so instead of saying, I don't know what to do, or this is scary, or whatever, say to yourself, I know what to do here. This is a challenge, not a problem. Instead of approaching something and seeing it as a problem or the sky is falling, tell yourself, this is a challenge. This is not a problem. I can do this. That's powerful, y'all. I know what to do here instead of, I don't know what I'm going to do, right? Powerful statements. It helps your limbic brain system that controls anxiety to know that you're going into that with a positive twist instead of a negative anxiety written twist, you guys. That has to do with your limbic brain system. When you come back to it with, I can control this, or I know what to do here, or this is a challenge, not a problem, right? There's so many different ways we can tweak that. Another powerful statement. How about being curious instead of worried? What if you looked at a situation in curiosity of maybe even wanting to learn from that instead of worried, and seeing how you can change it? Maybe seeing it as a challenge to allow yourself to get engaged instead of a problem. How could this help me? Maybe ask yourself, how could this help me? How could this situation help me? What can I take from this? How can I learn from this? How can I be better through this? And what can I do to change my results? Those are some good questions to ask yourself to increase your confidence in your problem solving skills, in your obstacles that you are going to come across in your life, right? That we're all going to just come across certain things. So, how can those things increase your confidence? Okay, there we go. There's page 18. Lots of stuff to go over. Lots of stuff to revisit, y'all. When we go over this stuff, I want you to go back and revisit. I want you to get back into it and dissect a little bit more for you. Not my thoughts, not what I have here, but for you, okay? Okay, so next we have this cute girl we're gonna work on, okay? This cute silhouette of how we're going to find confidence in our own skin. You know, and I really kind of wrestled with this. I wrestled with this of how I wanted to do this. And so I came up with this silhouette. And at first I thought, oh, we could totally pass this paper around and put our name on it and have people tell us what they think about us. And I thought, no, that defeats the purpose. Because then what we're doing is we're putting what other people think about us on top of what our own personal self-worth and values are. And really, that's what we're doing here is we're finding confidence in our own skin. We're finding confidence in who we be in. And I told my sister this before, and I love her. She's one of my dearest, bestest friends, my twin. She's my built-in bestie is what I call her. But you guys, my sister and I have always struggled with our weight, always struggled with our weight. We've had eating disorders since we were little. My dad was very mentally unhealthy when it came to eating. And we would get in just so much trouble if we ate the wrong thing. And it was just a lot of physical and mental abuse that came with that. And so we have both just grown up so unhealthy with eating. And so I really struggled with my being confident when I would ever compare myself to my sister because she was always so much skinnier than me. And so I would compare myself so much that I struggled to fall in love with my skin. But through the process, through Mary Kay, through therapy and healthy and all the training I've learned in this business, you guys, I've become confident in my skin. Well, my sister hasn't. She's not in Mary Kay. And so she still so much struggles with her self-image. But y'all, she's like a good 20, 30 pounds smaller than me. And she struggles with it so much. And we had a conversation and I said, sister, I love you so much, but it breaks my heart to see how much you still struggle with your skin and loving who you be and loving your skin. And she's gotten so much better. But we had this conversation a few years ago, and I said, it doesn't matter how much heavier I am than you. The sad thing is that I will always have more confidence than you because for some reason you have yet to accept you in your skin. And, she said she was kind of offended in the beginning. And then she's like, you're right. Gosh, I would love to put on 10 pounds and still love and not tear myself up. And y'all, I'm not saying, to put on 10 pounds and be okay with it, but don't tear yourself down so much. You know that you can control that. And so making better choices to control that, but not tearing yourself down like she did, and always looking for other people to, do I look fat? No, you don't look fat. Like, right? We have people like that. And that was her. And so I just told her, I said, I'm so grateful that I'm finally confident in my skin. And so that's what we're going to do here. We're going to find confidence in your skin. Okay. So I want you to write your name at the top of your cute doll. And I want you guys to list 10 things you love about yourself. And I don't mean your external appearance. I don't want you to write down my big lips, my long lashes. I don't want you to write down my thick hair. I don't want you to write down my nails. I want you to write 10 things that you love about you internally. Okay. This is an opportunity to brag, and it's not bragging. Some of you may think it's bragging, but this is not bragging. It's loving who you be. It's affirming the amazing qualities that God's given you to be the best version of you and to love who you be. Okay. So I'm going to start out by sharing with you guys some of mine. I have a funny laugh, and it happens to be contagious. When I get around some of my girlfriends, I start laughing. We're laughing before you know it. We're all laughing. I have a contagious laugh. And I love that because it means it's making other people joy filled, right? I love that. Sometimes, and a long time ago, let me let Bear out real quick, you guys. A long time ago, my laugh drove me nuts. I hated my laugh. I used to think it was so obnoxious. But I love my laugh, you guys. I love my laugh because it's contagious and it causes other people to laugh too. Okay. So there's an example. I have a good sense of style. That's fun, right? That's internal. I feel like I have a good sense of style. I decorated my home well. I like to get dressed and put fun stuff together. So I have a fun sense of style. I feel like that's pretty cool. I have a big heart. I know that I love, sometimes to a fault. I have a huge heart. I love to do for others. I love to do for others. I am generous. I know that I'm generous. I know I love to do for others. And again, this is not tooting your own horn. It's finding value in who you be. It's finding value in how you operate and how you think and how you think of others. You guys, it is not tooting a horn. It is finding value in who you be. At the top in the head, the head section, I put, Jesus made me in his perfect image. Because I want to remind myself every single day that I am perfect. I am perfect in his image. When I go to critique my lines, when I go to critique my pant size, when I go to critique what I didn't get done today, I have to remind myself, Jesus made me perfect in his image. I'm not going to compare myself to Susie Q on Instagram. I'm not going to confuse my flaws to their highlights, right? Because let's be honest, everybody has edited a million photos, made everything they see perfect. And I'm comparing my flaws to her perfection. I'm going to come up short every single time. That is not what we're supposed to do. Jesus made me perfect in his image. I'm kind. I am a good friend. That is for sure. I know I'm a good friend. I am loyal, almost to a fault sometimes. I'm a good listener. I love to listen. I love to be there. I love to help others. I am strong. I am so strong. I'm stronger than I thought I was. I'm stronger in my heart and in my mind than I ever gave myself credit for. I'm thoughtful. I try to be as thoughtful as possible. Again, I'm not perfect. This is not me telling y'all all the amazing qualities about myself, but I want you to write down what you love about you. I'm smart. I'm tough. And I also wrote in a couple things that I'm not. I am not my pant size. I am not my bank account. I am not my social media impact. I am not the number of friends and followers I have. I am not any of that. I am Brittany Wirt, and I'm strong. I'm confident. I'm a good friend. I'm loyal. I'm a good listener. I'm thoughtful. I am not my weight. I have a big heart, and I am Jesus's perfect daughter made in his perfect image, you guys. And so I want you to go through this, and I want you to write down the things you love about yourself. I want you to hang this up. I want you to put this in a place that you will see every single day next to your I am statements, because it is so important and crucial that we love who we be, we love our skin, and instead of tearing ourselves down every single day, we build ourselves up, reminding ourselves what amazing qualities and attributes we not only give to society, but we get to give to those and gift to those in our lives, into the people we come into contact with, the checker at the grocery store, the lady at the post office. I just went to the post office the other day, and the guy was so kind and so helpful. And I just said, "Thank you so much. You are seriously the nicest postman I've run into in a long time. I so appreciate your help." And y'all, his spirit just kind of lifted. And he was like, "Thank you." And I love to call people out on a fabulous service. And even when they're not great, y'all, I even love to say stuff like, "Thank you so much for all your help," because I want them to notice, even if they're having a bad day, their service didn't go unnoticed. And so I remember my attitude, my services, what I do, how I operate, how I think impacts others. And y'all, these are the things, your things are the things that are going to impact other people. And you need to know what great qualities that you have. So list those. Don't ask other people what they love about you. You list what you love about you, because you need to love yourself. And we are not putting our value on what other people think of us, right, y'all? Because it's none of our business what other people think about us, okay? Okay. Then next, we're going to do controlling your thoughts, okay? So I have a couple more pages we're going to cover. This is kind of some deep stuff. So that picture, you guys, is speech, is controlling your outcome. Speech and thoughts are controlling your outcome. What you say, those high gamma and low frequency waves are actually producing what you're receiving. So your thoughts, your words are why you're living the life you're living today. Y'all, that's scary. That's so scary. We've got to take control over that. But y'all, that's awesome. We get to control our bank account. We get to control our happiness. We get to control our life with our thoughts and our words. That's powerful. That's so powerful that we get to change that. We get to change that outcome. I hope that motivates y'all, because it definitely motivates me, okay? So first 3 steps I want to give you guys is stop and breathe. Stop and breathe. When you think about saying something or think about thinking something, you guys, stop and breathe. Say it out loud and address it. Address it. Is there truth to that? No? Then negate it and call it out and say, "This is not truth," and say the truth. Okay? Say it out loud. Address it. Is it truthful? If it is, amen, sister, right? Amen. Stop and breathe. Say it out loud and address it. If it's negative, kill it. If it's positive, affirm it. Okay? Okay, you guys, what's so crazy is today, 2019, our brains are overstimulated. We are so overstimulated, which causes an unsettled mind. When you're on your phone all day long, hello, you're welcome. That's why we're grayscaling. We're overstimulated. Too many colors, too many things. You're spending too much time on here. You're overstimulated. So it causes an unsettled mind. Y'all, when we are overstimulated, there's no extra space to observe your thoughts. So that's why we got to get off our phone. That's why we need to meditate, so that we can allow our brain space to observe our thoughts. When you meditate, you're shutting everything else out. You're allowing yourself to focus on your breath. You're allowing yourself to focus on your thoughts, okay? And observe those thoughts. It's so important. When you meditate, when you have that quiet time, when you control your thoughts, you're no longer believing every thought that comes to your mind. There was this study that did in a monk, and he spent, I think it was 2 to 3 hours a day meditating every single day. And he said that the one thing that he learned through the meditation was that he no longer believed every thought that went through his mind. Wow, that's powerful, y'all. No longer believed everything that went through his mind. To have that type of control, right? We have to be able to control our thoughts. We have to be able to control and observe our thoughts, so that we decide if we're going to believe it or not believe it, right? So that we can control that. It doesn't control us. Thoughts become perception, and perception becomes reality. You guys, golly gee, thoughts become perception. Oh, I think she's talking about me. Perception becomes reality. And then you start living in that. And then you start thinking she doesn't like you. And that's your reality. You guys, there's so many different areas that this affects. Your thoughts become perception. I can't do this. This is too hard. My perception is now, this is too hard. I can't do this. My reality is, I'm not doing it. Right? And that's where I've now failed, because I've walked away from that. So thoughts become perception, become reality. When we have enough time to be quiet, to meditate, to observe, to cut everything out, to cut this out, to cut this out, to cut it all out, we get to allow space to observe our thoughts and put them where they need to be. Truth, untrue. Truth, untrue. When we have enough quiet time to take all that in, observe it, and not take it for truth, we get to observe it. It doesn't become perception. Therefore, it doesn't become reality when we get to do that. And so here's a couple practices I want to give you guys. Number one, practice meditation. 15 minutes, four times a week. 15 minutes. There's actually an app that I will let me see if I can find it, you guys, that I've started using, because I'm like, I don't know how to meditate. What does that even mean? I always thought it was kind of weird, hocusy pocusy. But there's a really great meditation app. And of course, now that I say that, I'm not going to be able to find it. Oh, here it is. Oh, it's called Meditation. It's white with a blue dot. And I think it actually walks you through your first meditation, your first few meditations, because I was like, this is weird. I don't know what this is. But I kept seeing it over and over. Meditate, meditate, meditate. And even like religiously, I was like, okay, so this isn't hocus pocus. It's good. It's clearing my mind. And so meditation, 15 minutes, 4 times a week, can develop mindfulness. It can also allow for consciously maintaining your attention for unstimulated activity, like your breathing. It allows you to control your thoughts. It allows you to see where your brain is going. It allows you to see the thoughts that you're thinking as you're thinking them and not just random thinking, right? So it allows you to develop mindfulness, consciously maintaining the attention on your unstimulated activity like breathing, okay? It allows us to be directive towards constructive instead of destructive, right? It allows us to control our thoughts, where they go in our mind. We have different areas in our mind, you guys, that our thoughts go to, like positive, negative. And so, you guys, there's different regions of our brain that these thoughts are going to. And right now, because we have no quiet time, our brain is not allowing for those thoughts to be observed. It's just going all over the place. It's going all over the place. And so, when we control them, we're allowing for them to have calmness, serenity over anger, over fear, over anxiety. We're allowing calmness and serenity and peace instead of the anger, anxiety, fear, the positives over the negatives. And our emotional state is in a better state where then we can control where those thoughts are going, you guys. That's the goal of meditation, having control over your thoughts, not allowing them to become perception, which therefore then becomes your reality. So powerful. Okay, number two, our goal is to control and to restrain, your physical and your mental input. What that means, you guys, again, today, obesity is crazy high, addiction is crazy high, anxiety, comparison, sadness. Did you know that sugar actually kills more humans every single day than any drug addiction combined? Right? Sugar, you guys, obesity, addiction, sadness, comparison. We've got to control our mental and physical input. It influences and controls your actions and your thoughts. For example, the news, which, let's be honest, when's the last time you saw a happy story on the news? Never. That's not what they get paid to do. They get paid to tell you the worst possible stuff and make you just engage in it, right? You just become so engulfed in the negativity. So, death, terrorism, fires, shootings, drugs, that's what we see on the news. And so you're so stimulated on these negative things. You're so stimulated on the influence and the controls of these things that they're controlling your thoughts and your actions, and you're automatically going into a negative headspace. TV filled with sex, scandals, murder, all the things, right? Money, rich, wealth, food, commercials. They're stimulating you thinking you need these. And that's controlling you, not your thoughts. The things that are you're allowing exposure to, your mental and physical input, you guys, is what's controlling then your actions. Okay. Social media addiction. Did you guys know that's a real thing? It's a real thing. Social media addiction is a real disorder where basically the more we use it, the more isolated we feel and we become. And guess what fixes that? More social media. More social media fixes the isolation and the sadness that we feel by being on social media. So, what you're saying is there's really no way to fix that. Yeah, we've got to get away from it. We've got to get away from it to eliminate the isolation, you guys. Music, same way. That rap and crazy stuff about anything negative, you guys, it does. It impacts your thoughts that then become perception and become your reality with what you're listening to. You want an unhealthy marriage? Watch all those shows about unhealthy marriages or single moms or, whatever. I mean, you know, all these shows that talk about, badgering their husbands or, talking about, all the things, because that's what they get money for, is talking about negative stuff. And then you go home and you're comparing your spouse, all those books about, and I'm not, never been like a person that read books that were not, I never read fictional books. I've never really got into that, but I know there's some amazing romance novels that women really love. And then you come home to your husband and he will never fit that image from those romance novels, you guys. And so perception becomes, your thoughts become perception, become reality. And this stuff is feeding that. This stuff is feeding that. Okay. Okay. So advertisements, like I said, food and sugar. Sugar is killing more people every year than any drug. Take control over your thoughts and your impulses, you guys. Their goal is to impact you in an unhealthy way so that you keep coming back, you guys. They're sucking us in. Okay. It's so important to know that. We are taught through television, through radio, through life that we don't have enough. We don't have enough. We need more. We need more. We need more. We need more food. We need more materialistic stuff. We need more money. We need more. We need more. We need more. The more you allow these things to control you, the more you will be unhappy. The more you will be unhappy. We have to control our thoughts so we get to control our outcome. Your capacity to take control over those thoughts can dictate and will dictate your outcome. So, the awesome thing is we get to reprogram. We get to reprogram that. We get to change that. We get to change our story. Now that we know about that, we get to change that. Okay. Okay. So our last page for today is page 21. And again, we're going to reprogram our thoughts, you guys. We're going to reprogram our thoughts. So I've written down a couple power statements and I want you guys to change them for yourself. Okay. So maybe your negative thought is, I'm broke. Your positive statement is, again, I have more than enough money. You're reprogramming your thoughts, guys. It's so imperative, so crucial that you do not allow these movies to keep playing. We've got to change the channel. We've got to change the channel to more positive power statements. I am broke. No, I'm not. I have more than enough money to pay my bills. I have more than enough money to pay my bills. 2, I wrote down, I can't team build. No, that movie is over, dead, done, never again. I pray daily over my team that I am growing. I pray daily over my future team that I am growing. You guys, when I was working on building my team like I do every day, still, I was praying over the attributes of the things I wanted in the women in my future team. But guess what? Being aware of that and cognizant of that was changing my thoughts, making me more aware and making me way more attracted to team building and putting the right people out there. So I pray daily over my future team and we are growing daily. That's a power statement for that one. Next, I am tired. I hear you guys. I hear you, but you can't put that out to the universe. You cannot give life to that. You cannot. So I'm awake, aware, and I have unlimited energy throughout the day. I am awake, I am aware, and I have unlimited energy. That empowers you, opposed to I'm tired. And when you give life, words, put that out to the universe, you are going to get tired. But when you put I'm aware, awake, and have unlimited energy, that is what you're going to give life to, okay? Number 4, I put, and again, y'all are going to be different. Y'all can create your own. I'm overweight. I'm overweight. I feel like that's something that so many of us struggle with when you say that to yourself. No, no, no. You cannot say that anymore. No more. I am taking control of my life and my health, and I love my body. I am taking control over my life. I am taking control over my health, and I love me. Okay? That is what you want to give life to. Not I'm overweight. These pants don't fit. Blah, blah, blah. The list goes on, right? Okay. I'm failing as a mom. Ooh. No, I am doing everything I can and raising healthy, awesome children that will contribute to an amazing society. Okay. You decide. But I am a failing mom, not happening anymore. That you cannot play anymore. Movie over, end of story, not anymore. I am raising amazing children in today's society. I am raising kids that are going to be game changers in the world. That's what you need to be playing, y'all. Not that mom guilt. Okay. Next, maybe I'm not accomplishing anything. I am in control and accountable for my actions. That's what you say to yourself. I am in control of my actions. I am accountable to my actions. Not I'm not doing anything. Nope. End of story. Can't say that anymore. I am in control and accountable for my actions, and I am making an impact. I have so much to do. Oh my gosh, I have so much to do. I have so much to do. I'm never catching up. I have so much to do. No, I am committed to my goals. I'm committed to my goals. Empowering. I'm getting things done. I'm committed to my goals. It could just be the dishes. I'm committed to my goals. I'm getting things done. Not, I am not accomplishing. Let's see. I have no friends. I'm kind of skipping some. I have no friends. I feel like I have no friends. I don't have anyone to hang out with, blah, blah. Whatever negative stuff you've got in there, get it out of it. I keep valued and cherished relationships. Y'all, it's not about quantity, it's about quality. It's about cherished, valued friendships. And I know you have those. And so acknowledging that and not acknowledging the latter. And my favorite and last one I'm going to share with you guys is I can't do this. I remember when I was training for my half marathon this time last year. Oh, it was hot. It was so hot. And I did not feel like doing it. I did not feel like running and practicing and prepping and 6 miles a day and 8 miles and 10 and 12. I did not feel like it. But I kept saying, I can do hard things. I can do hard things. And that is my ultimate favorite power statement because honestly, it's normally the solution to most anything. I can do hard things, y'all. And you can do hard things. You can get out of your own way and rock out your voucher. You can get out of your own way and do all the things you want to do. You can get out of your own way and work out. You can get out of your own way and get up early to meditate. You can get out of your own way and do the hard things, you guys, because you are so worth it. You so deserve it. Your confidence is dependent upon it. Your checking account is dependent upon it. Your children are dependent upon it. And your life is dependent upon it. And so many others are too. So I'm so excited, you guys. I'm so excited. I just truly, truly feel like some of these little nuggets you can run with and make such an impact. And again, I'm not guaranteeing anything with this, but what I do know is if you choose to play full out, it really can impact you. And so I pray that you allow it to impact you. So I love you guys tons. I'm having fun. I'm in Croatia, maybe, maybe not, but I miss you guys. I'm not sure where we'll be at this point, but I miss you guys. I'm excited for next week's training. Pray that you guys are jumping in on this. And I'm excited for those of you that are choosing to continue the training after our workshop. And I know that what you believe, you will achieve. And so I'll see you guys next week. Love you tons. Bye.